Okay, good morning, everybody. This is the January 10th, 2023 first meeting of this year, RPRC meeting. Our first order of business is to approve the December 6th, 2022 minutes that Val sent around. I took a look at them. They reflect the actions taken by the RPRC at that meeting. I'll make a motion to approve those minutes. All in favor? Aye. Rob, you're here, right? Okay. All right, first up is 22 General Heath. I see we've got John Beltran in the audience. John, you with us?
Yeah, we're here.
Great, thanks. Okay. Let me pull up your application. All right, so what we're talking about on this application is a new deck at the rear of the house, right?
Yes.
And okay. So the we've got to deal with is once you put this deck here and you're eliminating the existing garage and converting that to living space, you have to show that there's enough room for two cars to move around back here. We asked your architect to show that on the plan, and he showed us the directions cars will move, but not using a turning template. So what he hasn't demonstrated is that a car can actually make those maneuvers. Follow? So he's asked to revise that. And I don't know, Anthony, if you took a look at this one and
yeah, I mean, we usually use a program, it's a auto turn program that kind of shows the trailing of the bodies of the cars.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
There's an existing patio there, but we don't know the extent of the new patio as opposed to if it's pushing out further.
Well, yes, there's a new staircase.
Yeah.
See, a new staircase here that's going. So it's just it's tight. It's tight.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with it's just you've got to show that it works.
Okay, so we just got to get the architect to look at that again.
Yes, and I went, I spoke to him, he called me and I went over this and told him this is what he needed to show. So I don't know, why that wasn't done. Because I really would have liked to have approved this today. Another comment I had was on the, the grasscrete that's going to be behind the existing pavement. That's fine, but you've got to calculate the land coverage associated with that. And if it's only partially pervious, we've got to see how much on that detail counts and not counts. So you've got to your architect's got to calculate that. Let me see what else. Got to show that the deck meets the side yard setback. Zoning conformance table, that's easy enough. Talked about the land coverage. And then, so this is a bigger issue. It can be dealt with, but you see the existing wall and stairs here? Those are not on your property. That is in the town right of way. And I know your architect's response to that was, well, it's there. Okay, it's there, but it has permission to be in the town right of way. So that either has to come out or you've got to get approval from the town board to put this, to keep this in the town, on town property.
Yeah, sorry, it's just the architect just came in, so.
Okay. You can come here.
So, I mean, if you want, you could repeat what you told me, if you don't mind.
What I was saying is, your response to the comment that I made that the stairs and the wall are in the right of way is that it exists. But in order for us to approve anything on the property, it all has to meet the town code. And this wall and stairs can't, we can't approve anything on this property if there's no approval for that. So you've either got to remove the stairs and the wall or get permission to keep it there from the town.
Well, I think we should, I'm the architect. How are you? I'm
Great.
John Whalen. I think we have to get approval from the town to remove that. Because it
Or
was
keep
here
it.
before we were, before
Yeah.
the,
Yeah, or keep it, it's not that unusual of a situation. We've dealt with this before. So you might want to just.
can we hold this in abeyance? I mean, okay,
Yeah.
we can attack that, but in the meantime, can he move ahead with his own project, what he wants to do?
No, because we can't approve anything until, this situation gets dealt with.
But that's
So,
not
no.
his property. He can't do it. I mean, he's not allowed to touch that at all. I mean, it's not on his property line.
Well, you've got
The
to,
steps of the wall.
if you want to revise this to show that it's coming out, that's fine, and we'll just tell us how you're going to deal with it. That's fine, but if you're going to keep it, we need to get that resolved. Follow?
Well, the project won't move ahead. I mean, that's an expensive deal here, removing those stairs and the retaining wall. And,
Yeah, I think it's
that's
a
the main
much better
house.
idea for you to seek permission to keep it, honestly.
Well, he bought the house, thinking that everything was legal when he bought the house.
I totally get it. That's why I think you should ask for permission to keep it.
Okay, yes, I'd like to ask permission to keep it. What do I do?
Yeah.
File a letter with the town?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
You
okay,
have to go to the
okay,
town
yes,
board
we'll do
and
that.
ask, and they could potentially grant a license to keep that in the right of way. Okay.
Okay, very good. Yeah, we
Yeah.
can do that.
Yeah.
So that'll be a
yeah.
letter. That a letter from the owner or from me or who?
Either one. Yeah, as long as you're the authorized representative, that's fine.
Okay, very good.
And
Yeah,
The
we
oth-
can do
the
that.
other- The other issue, though, we talked about was the turning movements. So you've shown how the cars would make the movement. But the issue is, can the cars make those movements? So
Yes.
typically we see a turning template. This isn't demonstrating that the car can actually physically do these turns. Well,
Yes, I think they can. I just drove in here.
yeah, I
And,
understand, but we've got, there's either a program, that in CAD for auto turn, or there's physical templates you can put on there. This isn't good enough, is what I'm saying. I don't know if a car.
Okay, do you have the template?
No,
do you
I don't
have
have. No,
I don't
do
have
not.
that template. Well, how do I get that template?
I don't know. You're the licensed architect here, so not me.
Well, I took a car, a little card, and I just moved it around like that. I mean, how can I?
Well, like I
could
said,
take a little card, because those are the scale. That's a scale of a car, 6'6" by 16 feet or 15 feet, something like that. And I moved it straight down for car
Right.
number one.
I
and then
understand. I understand, but that's not going to be good enough for the town to approve this back here.
Well, how do I prove it to them?
Going to have to use the turning template that we know is going to demonstrate that a car can make those maneuvers.
Okay, so who has that template?
You're going to have to get it. You're going to have to get it. Yeah.
They're all
I have
Anthony says that they're online. He's our town engineer.
Okay, all right. Okay, any other issues?
How you calculate the gross land coverage. So for all of the Grass Creek area that you're there,
Yes,
we'll need to see the calculations you used for the amount of impervious surface. So how did you do that?
I measured the width of 50 feet by I'm thinking 20 feet deep. That's the first rectangle where the two cars are sitting.
Yeah.
And then you have 5 feet for the strip by another 26 feet. That
Yeah.
would be the area.
So you calculated all as impervious? You didn't take any credit for the spaces?
Well, that was the pervious. The new grasscrete is the pervious area.
Right, but
And
it's not 100% is what I'm saying. There's
no,
some-
it's not. No, it's not. But the
Right.
bituminous, the blacktop area is 26 feet by by 45 feet. And there are two drains in there. There's two drains, one at the bottom of the driveway, halfway in the driveway. And then there's another drain at where the old driveway into the
Why are you
garage.
why are you talking about drains? I'm talking about gross land coverage.
You're talking about what?
Gross land coverage,
Land
Right.
coverage, yes.
right?
So the blacktop is 26 feet by 45 feet.
Right,
That's the blacktop area. And
Yeah.
okay,
I'm saying, what did you do? How did you calculate the grasscrete as land coverage? As impervious or pervious?
it's pervious. It's a pervious material, the grass.
Got
crete.
it. But
It's
but in terms of land coverage, it's not, there is some physical structure to that. That's got to be counted.
It's got to be what?
Counted.
It's gotta
Counted
be
towards land
counted.
coverage. Yeah.
Okay, yes.
That's what I'm saying. What percentage of that area is land coverage? And you've got to calculate that.
Is land coverage. So you mean the 50 feet by 20 feet? is-
Wherever the grasscrete is.
Yes, that's where the grass crete is, plus that strip on the right
Right,
hand
so
side.
how much of that area is physical material? That needs to be counted as land coverage.
All of it, it's,
Okay, then you've got, then we
okay,
got.
it's all of it, 100%. 100% of that is all pervious.
No, it can't be.
The grass
It can't
crete.
be. There's some physical element to it. It's not all dirt.
No, it's not all dirt. It's a concrete block with
Right, so
porous
the-
area where the grass is, in the
Right,
middle
so
of the
the
concrete.
concrete block area has to be counted as land coverage. That's what I'm trying to express.
Minus the.
Or the percentage of the block
Yeah, you can minus the
versus
holes
the
out.
holes.
You
The
can minus the
percentage of
hole. Yeah, you can minus the holes out, but I need to see from the detail what percentage of it is holes.
Grasscrete may provide that information.
Yeah, grasscrete should probably have it.
Okay, I'll give you those. I'll give you
Right.
that then.
But that
I'll
might,
get a cut of the,
you might be
Go ahead.
over the amount of land coverage, and I need to know, because if you need to go to the zoning board of appeals, we need to know that.
all right, okay,
Okay,
okay.
all right, I think that's it.
So
for me.
what if I just did blacktop then? If I made it all blacktop,
And,
that wouldn't work either, would it?
well, I think you'd be over the amount of
Yes, I think so
land
too.
coverage, and then
Yeah.
you're gonna have to deal with the stormwater.
Yeah, right. No, we wouldn't make it. That's why I
Yeah.
use the grasscrete.
Yeah,
that we
and
get
that's
percolation.
fine. It's gotta get, all the calculations correct, so we know how to deal with everything.
Okay, so I'll write that out for you then.
So what
Okay.
we'll do, I think, is we'll post today all these comments, then you can address them. If you have any
Yes.
questions, you can reach out to me. 'Cause I'd like
Okay.
to wrap this up, and then at our
Okay,
next
fine.
meeting, to vote on this.
Good,
Okay.
yeah, you'll mail that to me?
No, we're gonna post it on the RPRC website. We're gonna do that later today.
You have, okay, fine.
Okay.
Okay, great,
All right.
yeah, that would be very good. And I'm
Okay.
sorry, your first name again?
Adam.
Adam, thank you very much, Adam, for helping me.
of
I
course.
I misunderstood the intent, or the extent of the intent of how to meet these requirements.
Okay, understood, and I'll post it, and if you have any questions, just reach out.
Great, okay, Adam, thank you.
All right, take care.
Okay, have a good day.
All right.
what he used to do is call Grasscrete, ask him what percentage
Yeah,
of
yep,
Grasscrete is impervious.
yes, correct. And
And they'll be able to tell you,
That's
one
what I
foot by
wanted to
one
say.
foot area, 30% is.
yeah, and we've
It's
done
impervious.
this before.
I think if you put it that way, Jeremy, you probably would.
Yeah, maybe I needed to explain it a little better, so I'll do that with him. So this one's coming back.
Yeah, I deal with this all the time. You go there, sometimes they'll say 40%.
Yeah, look, they should be able to give you a percentage and they should be able to
Absolutely.
calculate it and give it to you.
Yeah.
In Grass Creek directly, they know the product.
By the way, hang on.
No, I tell you, you look like Guy.
Oh, well, we do the hair.
Kind of close like Guy. So I think it was Guy, and he said Anthony, I was like,
Good looking child.
am I getting names mixed up?
Guy Max.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he looks like Guy. It's
All
got
right,
the
so
beard,
we
the
were-
whiteness,
Yeah,
the beard,
sure.
the hair color,
We're gonna move
same
on
shape.
to 157.
I gotta break Guy Stones.
How's he doing, man?
Guy? He's doing all right. I think he's sick, right?
Is he still in town?
Yeah, he's doing an addition on his house.
Okay.
Did a 2-car garage.
Okay.
I just want to see if anyone is in here. Yes.
It's funny.
Right, next is one
On the cold side, like, you're talking about something like, yeah, well, you're at the meeting, right? Still at Lewisboro?
When I get through my courses, I'm gonna go back.
Okay, because they just came out with a new technical bull. You see the new technical bulletin?
No,
You can't do any inspections
correct,
now.
correct.
The state turned around and said,
And that's why, you know what I did, Rob? I said, as soon as Jeff left,
yeah,
I said, I can't do this. So I bowed out and I'm three courses in. My next course, I have 3 more to go. I'm done in the end of February.
yeah, but that just puts such a burden on everybody.
Yeah. So they're using Labella for everything.
Yeah,
And what's going on is, they said, yeah, you could do it. I said, no, I can't. I can't
Tony
stamp
doesn't
anything.
know.
And I told him, I said, Tony, I can't. And by rights, I said, I'm not gonna jeopardize the town or anybody else. So I said, let me get through the courses. And then number 1 is my title, if you will, is trainee.
Yeah.
I can't just go.
Michael,
"Yeah,
you with us? Are you here for 157?
Hey, good morning. This is Nicholas Shirai, actually. Yes, I'm here for 157. I work for Michael. How are you?
Okay, all right. Do you want to take us, do you have the plans? Do you want to share them with us? And
Absolutely.
take us through what's
No
happening?
problem.
Thanks.
Businesses.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Nicholas. Nick is fine.
Nick, do you have any others on today or just this one?
I believe the owner, Alex Butler, Mr. Butler is on the line as well, or he should be listening.
Let me take a look and I'll put them in here. You should-
Good start.
The stars align.
Butler, you said?
Yeah, Alexander Butler.
I don't see that. He's not here.
He might just be watching on YouTube.
Okay, all right.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So the proposed work is for a new pool and some alterations in the rear yard for a single family dwelling at 157 Mianus River Road. Take you quickly through the design. So we have a pool here with patio space and a stone path. We are doing some grading to flatten out the backyard a little bit to make it a little bit more easy to walk up to the pool. There is some grading here. We're proposing a swale back here to intercept any runoff from entering the patio area. We are proposing linear drains along the perimeter of the patio, which will be discharged to a rain garden on the property to treat the water, the runoff from the impervious areas here. I'm
Yeah.
showing, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think that's good. I think that
Okay.
sets it up here. This isn't all that complicated of a project.
No.
For RPRC, you could see from the aerial to, wooded lot. I guess, Nick, for you, the question I had, I see you show some tree protection around the area of disturbance,
Yes.
but are any trees coming out?
No, we're not proposing to take any trees out, and wherever we're grading our trenching for discharge piping will be
Yep.
done by hand in those areas.
Okay, I think that's good.
Mhm.
I've got some technical comments, like just show the setbacks and the zoning conformance table.
Okay.
Where are you gonna put the pool equipment? You've got to put that on the plan.
So
miss
yes,
it?
so pool equipment pad, I'll need to get that information from Shoreline Pools, who is
Okay.
the professionals on this job. I'm thinking they're probably gonna put it somewhere in this area, if you can see my cursor.
Yep.
On this side, but I'll confirm with them and I can add that to the revised plans when
Yes,
we submit again.
pool fence detail, and then the other question is the deck. So you didn't
Oh, yeah.
submit any details or plans with that deck?
I have not, usually those are submitted by the builders. I will reach out to Shoreline Pools and see if they can provide a detail for that as well. They're basically just rebuilding the deck. There is some existing area here. I'll go to my sheet C1 so you can kind of see.
Yep.
There's an existing deck here. They're kind of enlarging it, staying outside the existing septic area here. But there will be adding to this deck in this area along the way. So there is an increase in deck, but again, we're not encroaching in the septic area.
Any comments from anybody on this one?
The pool fence is around the pool.
Yes, I'm showing
Yes, but-
It's enclosed in the
Yes,
pool.
yes, it is.
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
I'm showing a 4-foot fence with a gate right here.
Gotcha.
And Anthony, on your end,
Yeah,
anything we want to go over that's important or just details?
And we have details of stormwater.
Yeah.
To show in the treatment of stormwater. I think one of the biggest things we were noticing last night is the deck that's encroaching into the septic system.
Yes.
And how that even would
Well,
work.
it could be cantilevered, right?
It could be,
But we need to.
yeah, I need to, we
Yes.
might need to.
I'll just refer to the existing plan. So the deck is, this corner of the deck is already encroaching. We're not building over this area. This area is already existing. We're just adding to the deck along this area. If you can kind of see.
Oh, are you saying it's remaining or is it just?
Yes. So again, like I said, so this part of the deck is already encroaching into the
remove-
septic. So we're not touching that. We're just adding area here. If that makes sense.
I don't know. We'll see what the health department says.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Anyway.
yep. Okay, so that's fine. Any comments from the committee? I think this looks good to go on my end, so I'll make a motion to send this to building.
I'll say.
Make sure when you apply to the building department for your building permit that you have all your plans and everything in order.
Yes,
Okay,
We'll need the deck plans. It'll be one issuance of one big building permit. for
okay.
all the
No
work.
problem. I'll make
Unless
it.
you're planning on phasing it.
No, so I'll confer with the owner on that. I'll see what he says about, if he's doing everything at once. I'll make sure that we have a detail for the deck and the location for the pool equipment pad as well.
okay, so we got a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Hi.
Okay, so we'll post all of our comments today in a memo, check back on the RPRC website. And then you'll revise the plans per the comments and submit to the building department.
Should be all in there.
for the
Okay,
permit.
great. Thank you
Okay.
so much, Adam. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, take care.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
It's 157 right now.
Yes, that was 157. Okay, we're now going to go to 16 School Street. Let's see who's here. No one here. Okay, so we'll pull this one up. Skipping? No, what are we skipping?
No, did you just pull this one out?
No, I'm saying pull it up, 16 School Street. There we go.
Is the structure located in the floodplain or just the property?
I believe just the property. But I'm not 100% sure. It's the best one. Okay, so what we're really talking about here are a small addition in the corner and portico and some entrances to the property. There's an existing driveway and a garage at the rear of the property. We had some issues at the first time we reviewed it, asked them to come back. And let's see, so property located in the floodplain, don't need the floodplain permit.
Can we just identify the area real quick?
Of the
Where
floodplain?
Just want to go to county GIS.
Yeah.
Which side of School Street is this?
This is on the north side. Let's see if I have flood.
There's nobody talking on this behalf, right?
No, there's no. I think I might have floodplain, but I'm not sure. I'm asking the computer to do a lot, but it takes a while. Yeah. Surprisingly, Zoom takes a lot of resources. There we go.
Oh, I wonder if I say,
Yeah.
I scared it.
My country.
Get there. Just takes. Talking to the county. Maybe. See who wins.
Boy, California's been taking a while.
Oh my God, the pictures.
of this year. My son had a tree fall on his house,
Oh,
went through the garage.
it's the mountains, 10 feet of snow.
Oh.
This is great.
Just nuts.
That's awful. This garage is total
Well,
detached or attached?
no attached,
Oh,
We got
but
that
they
right.
were sleeping about 15 feet.
Oh,
from the tree.
Did it go through rafters and everything,
It-
or just?
It
here's a
damaged it
floodplain.
enough
Got
that the
it.
roof has to be redone
Yeah.
and the sidewalls have to be redone.
Wow.
But they took another tree down next to it right away. They had an arborist come in
Good, yeah,
and
good.
assess everything.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised they were able to get.
Uh,
No, the structure's in the floodplain.
Is it?
Yep,
Okay,
The whole thing.
half the structure in the floodplain.
yes,
So
there we
you know,
go.
The floodplain is,
So there we, yes, you can see it, the structures and
That's
Oh,
the
wow.
floodplain.
So that yellow overlays it on?
Yeah.
Now,
I'll
where's
take it
that?
actually.
Where would that come from? Where would that
See,
flood come from?
That stream, what do you mean? Yeah,
Wampus Brook, yeah.
Wampus Brook.
Okay,
On the way to across to David Chen, before you get to that
Yes.
128.
Yeah.
has it ever flooded?
So,
Or maybe not like that.
I think I brought this up last time, if I remember.
maybe, I think you
That's what I
did.
remember, we had to worry about substantial improvement.
Yeah. I believe you're right.
Yeah.
River.
And did they address any of that, or
Went
they
over the
haven't?
banks a little bit, but not.
Because they
That's
changed
not-
the whole project.
Believe
So
it.
it ended up being
Let's
substantial.
see. I wasn't looking at that, so let me see.
Worst case scenario.
Worst case,
Worst case scenario.
that has never, super up a good question, has that projection from who? GIS or
FEMA.
FEMA?
But
But
they're
have-
not remapping the area, it's your job to apply for a Loma.
Yeah.
If you
floodplain
want
development
to.
permit will be
Because
required.
we're not on the sound, they only remap the sound every so many
I
years.
see.
Because of the flooding on the sound, but they won't come in like remap, it costs too much money. It
Says-
costs them like
Yeah.
3 million to remap the sound, they're not gonna come in here and remap. They'll leave it up to the homeowner to apply for a Loma and do the remapping themselves. At that point.
They didn't really address it. They said it's no proposed fill to be used as part of the application, new addition over existing dwelling footprint, but that really was about compensatory flood storage.
Yeah.
Then we've got the DEC. Stormwater,
So they didn't really address
I
it.
don't think so, no.
Yeah, because they're gonna have to do the market analysis of the building, depending on how much money they're putting into it. We have to review the building permits for 10
Yep.
years. Make sure that it doesn't hit the
Yep.
threshold.
Yeah. All right, so Anthony, where are we with the wetlands, right? They're gonna need a DEC permit and a local permit, right? Is that
We're
what
gonna
you
need
thought?
stormwater mitigation design calculations.
Okay,
Um. They should show the limits of 100 year on their plan.
Craig, how do you think, how do you wanna look at these wetland impacts?
It looks like it's gonna come before us.
We can, is that what you want? to do?
Yeah, I would send them to us.
It's a second story addition over an existing first story addition.
No, there's a deck there now, so the deck is gonna become
It's gonna be the addition.
right. Yep. So do you think the best way to handle this would be we'll call it a minor wetlands permit with conservation board review?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you think you comfortable enough having them address these issues? Deal with the wetlands with Kellard and the conservation board, and then dealing with the floodplain issue with the building department? Is that?
I think before they move anywhere,
Yeah.
they really need to figure out the cost of construction and making sure that we don't fall under substantial improvement or any issues like that. Because it'd be a waste of time to go to the board if they all of a sudden turn around and abandon the project. Because they're gonna turn around and
The
say,
conservation?
substantial anything moving forward, period.
Well, we can put that in our,
Yeah, I would
you know,
suggest
say-
to them.
Yeah,
say,
that you
look
need
at
to
this
work
issue.
out the
you wanna.
flood code with the building department first.
Yeah, we could do that.
Before we move them onto the boards, because then they spend money at the boards, and then I turn around and see it's substantial improvement on the back end, they're gonna be livid.
Yeah, no, I think that's a
Good
good point.
point.
You know, should we just have a quick meeting with the building inspector just to go over numbers?
All right, we'll note that.
Because then at least I can guide them to say, okay, you can only spend up to X amount of dollars on this structure before compliance kicks in.
All right, so work with the building department on flood permit, minor wetlands permit with CB, and go to buildings. I'll make that motion. Craig, all in favor? Aye. Hi, guys. 20 sniffing is up.
Good morning.
Morning. Hello, good to see you, Frank.
Hi, how's everything?
Good.
Would you like me to share my screen?
Ken, that sounds great.
Let me see.
This one looks very straightforward.
It's straightforward. We have a 1 acre
Yeah.
site here at 20 Sniffin. We're
Yep.
looking to introduce a 16 by 40 fiberglass pool drop-in with a patio. Pool barrier will be around the actual patio and pool area, so we won't have to tie it back into the dwelling. We did do perk tests and it was witnessed by Vincenzo from Kellerton Sessions. We did do some design to put in approximately 4 Coltex there. And we're looking to do a curtain drain around the patio area. Meets all the zoning setback requirements. We're not removing any trees. So it's pretty straightforward there.
Yeah, my only comment is it looked like along the side lot line, you could use some supplemental screening to get some additional privacy at the rear yard. That was
Yes,
really-
the client, I discussed that with the client. They're amenable to installing along the driveway side to introduce some either arborvitae or some other evergreens there.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Yep, I'm okay with this. Any concerns
Well,
on?
the only thing I gotta do is apologize for John, because that last comment about the wetlands, we were re-reviewing it last night, noticed he was looking at the wrong lot on GIS. So if you look
Okay,
at that
good.
last comment, you can.
Let me mark that. Oh, okay.
I have one question. Where's the curtain drain gonna drain into?
Oh, the
Right.
current drain will be tied into a drain line that will ultimately go into a water quality drain and then ultimately into the Coltech units.
Into the which?
Coltex. Is everyone satisfied here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion to send this to building.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so we'll type up our comments. Post that on the RPRC webpage, then revise the plans per those comments and submit to the building department for the permit.
Great. Thank you for your time and effort. Have a nice day.
Okay, all right,
Bye-bye.
take care.
Bye-bye.
Okay, 7 need, and we do not have anyone. No. Okay. Yeah, so what we're doing here is legalizing an existing garage, which is surprising. It never had permits.
7 need,
Yeah,
well, and a legal basement too.
okay, but this whole structure, I'm surprised, didn't have any permits here. But, it looks fine. I don't really have any concerns here.
Is this house being sold?
Probably is that.
The homeowner died
When did Judy Early die?
just recently,
I didn't know.
6 months ago.
Yeah.
She was a good lady.
So you can see from the aerial, it looks fine. I mean,
No, I'm having no trouble with Google.
so is everyone okay with this?
Yes.
Okay. So then I'll make a motion to send to building. Second. Steve Sorrell, all in favor?
Aye.
Next. 505 Bedford.
Did they try to legalize that downstairs?
Yeah, they're in the process now. You gotta get state variance for ceiling heights. So. They actually writ violation from the building inspector here for the basement and the garage back in the 90s, and they never addressed it. They got denied an accessory apartment from the planning board. They got a violation for operating accessory apartment without it. And then they got a violation for the garage at the time, in the 90s.
What were they gonna do? Just threw it away and then nothing?
Yeah, I just threw it away.
Hello,
Never
how are you?
realized it.
Hi, how are you?
Okay,
Wow.
all right, so you're up 505 Bedford Road. Do you want to go over anything with the committee or you want me to pull up the plans?
Just before we go over, sorry, I'm working. Just before we go over the plans, I just wanted to, first of all, thank you for having me. And second of all, I bought the house not knowing there was a violation until almost closing. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
apologize that he didn't do
No,
it
that-
correctly.
This happens, we get it.
Right. I'll make whatever necessary changes or anything I have to do because my kids just absolutely adore that patio. It's really their only backyard place that's flat. And due to being on the main road, I can't even take them to do their cars or bikes or anything in front of the house. That's why I'm going through this stressful process because the patio, my family and I
Okay,
really
Let
enjoy
me
it.
pull up, yeah, let me pull up the plan so everyone knows, you know, what we're talking about here.
Sure.
Okay, so here are the. All right, so here's the existing house. I don't know if you've seen all the work that's been going on. Oh, Craig, yeah, you're familiar because you're close to this. So a lot of improvements. It's quite nice, everything that's happened. But there's this patio that was built here at the rear that didn't have any, it wasn't part of the original.
No, but
approvals.
the previous owner built it.
The previous, right, what
Yeah.
the applicant said the previous owner built it. You can see the pictures of it here. The biggest issue is that there's a lot of state wetlands in the back, right? So that's the major issue here, you know. You might need to get approval from the state and from the town to keep the patio there. And it's you just have to go through that additional process. You know, just a couple things from visiting the site might want to do is consider, you know, that there's a pretty big drop off from your patio to the grade. You know, you might want to put a railing up. I don't know if building code requires it because it's not, but just an observation I had. And the same with your driveway, right? When you pull off of Bedford, there's quite a bit of grade change between the edge of your driveway and the adjacent grade. That seemed dangerous to me. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that should have some kind of a railing.
It-
So I
it needs
tried
a-
to
Well,
navigate
it's
that.
not, it's
What-
not required. I had it measured, but, you know, please keep in mind, guys, I just spent every penny I had on this house and I'm a single mother of three. So now you're throwing out wetlands to me. This was never brought up before. State approval. I mean, it's a patio.
yes.
You know,
yes,
again,
but-
you know, I have a negative checking account right now because I had to pay for an engineer report and all this stuff after purchasing this house.
Yeah, we can't waive those requirements though.
So,
You know, you
so
might certainly
where
get
is
the
it said that it's
permits.
required to have state approval? It's about 200 feet from the wetlands. What are the setbacks?
That's what you've got to demonstrate. So if you're within 100 feet, you need approval. And, you know, estimating it looked like it was, but if you can demonstrate that it's more than 100, then that's great. That would be fantastic.
So I can demonstrate, right? I don't need to call another
Sure.
one of your guys to do an expensive report.
Yes.
I can demonstrate.
You can't do it yourself. No, you would need a soil scientist to
Oh my
map,
God.
to map where those wetlands are. Yep,
Soil scientist?
yes. Someone
Oh.
who's expert identifying wetlands.
All right, guys, am I the only one that hears the ridiculousness being spoken right now? I mean, someone else on the board who actually lives in town has to agree.
That our environmental laws are ridiculous? No, I don't.
No, it's so far towards the road. There's no way it's even close to the wetland. You were there. How come you didn't take measurements when you were there?
It looked like the whole rear yard was wetlands to me. Yeah, but I'm not the expert, but that my layperson look at it, it certainly did look like that. Yeah.
But you don't actually know.
No, I'm not the expert there.
How can we help her?
Please, because this is, I mean, I can't even afford to live in this town. Now you guys are hitting me with this. I mean, I had to beg, borrow, and steal to get my family into that town. And now I get told I have to use one of your guys who charges me $1,200 for an engineering report. I have to pay all the back fees because you didn't do it.
You don't have to use any person that our people.
I don't know. When I came into your office, I was persuaded to use one of your 3 people and I was given names. I just don't like the whole makeup of what's happening here. And now I have to get a soil expert. I mean, guys, I have to put food on the table for 3 kids. This is ridiculous. It's a patio. You don't even know if it's close to the wetlands. You're guesstimating and now putting all this extra work on me.
For a couple of months and let her pull herself together a little bit.
I don't know what Rob's gonna.
Rob,
No, I am pulled together. I mean, Adam, I understand this is your job, buddy, and I don't mean to insult you, but you know, you don't even know. You don't even know. You're just sitting at the table, adding conjecture, slowing up my process,
We're not
and asking me to get
conjecture.
extra people. It is though, because I asked you flat out how close is the wetland, and you said, I don't know. Well, you were at the site. Why didn't you take exact measurements so you could tell me?
I don't have the expertise for training to delineate wetlands. That is why. Okay.
State wetlands have been identified since New York State was established. There should be a map with measurements. You can't compare my yard to that map with measurements.
No, you have to put that on the plans and we measure it. That's how it works. That's the requirements of the code.
So I need a soil expert. I can't just look up the state wetland map on the New York State website.
There are 2 different wetlands. So there's the state wetlands, which are mapped, and those should be put on the plan and we can measure the distance. In addition to the state wetlands, there's a different definition of what a wetland is. That is the town's definition. And they may be the same or they may be different. And that's what we also need mapped. Then once.
Well, how can the town supersede the state? It can't.
Yes, it can. Yes, we can both regulate wetlands.
Is that able to, can she?
No, I'm not saying you can't regulate it, but how can you have 2 separate definitions of what the wetlands are?
Because that's how we define it, different than the state.
So the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is defining and vice versa.
Why can't just John go out and take a look? If it's close, then have her delineate it. If it's not even close, then it's a moot point.
Sure, we could do
Yeah,
that.
so why don't we just ask John to go out there and do that?
Okay. Yeah.
Or Dave, whoever.
All right, so we'll send the town engineer out and then he'll let us know what you'll need to do as next steps, okay?
Okay, yeah, I just don't like that there's a state definition, a town definition, Adam's opinion, and now I'm being asked to spend extra money. This wasn't even brought to my attention when I was told to get measurements. I had an engineer at site. I could have had exact measurements taken. I could have looked this up prior. Why now, 2 months after my application is being submitted, is this being brought to my attention? So now I have to get all these people back to the house.
How would we know what's on your property before you submit it?
Well, you just said the town knows where the wetlands are. The town has definition. So you should know, Adam. It's part of your purview.
I don't understand. You submitted the paperwork.
Yes, not knowing that I bought a house anywhere near wetlands, somebody could have said, hey, you're close to these.
How would I know that in advance?
So why are you bringing it up if you don't know, Adam?
Oh,
This is out of control. We reviewed your application. He noted.
It's not out of control. This is typical town level nonsense. This is ridiculous. I am trying to keep my family in a nice house in a nice town and enjoy a patio that was built without my.
So
Karina.
This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have the town engineer go out there and take a look, and then he'll report back to us, and we'll put you on and another agenda to further discuss this.
Adam, when did you do the site visit for my house? What day did you do the site visit? Okay, so a couple weeks ago, you didn't feel that you should give me any indicator that wetlands might come up at this meeting.
We just discussed it. Yes, this is the
Yes,
opportunity to do.
you didn't feel you should give me any indicator and say, hey, be prepared for this. I could see this as a potential issue.
That is what we're discussing today. That's
Right,
exactly
I'm getting
what we're discussing.
sandbagged weeks after you did the site survey. Had you
There's
told
no
me this, I
sand-
probably could have
there's no
had this stuff done
sandbagging
together.
here. This is the process. This is what we're doing. We're discussing.
Right, but
it.
if you notice something when you go, why can't you tell the homeowner, hey, get ready for the meeting, and just so you know, I plan on bringing up this issue.
This is the point it's discussed. There is no before.
I don't understand why there's no communication. You work for the town in which I pay taxes for. You couldn't communicate with the homeowner and say, this is going to be an issue for you. I
We
would
are
start preparing for
doing
this.
that now. That's what we are.
Yeah, we have the next step coming up. So let's do the next step and then we'll get back to you.
So the next step is the town engineer needs to come debunk what Adam's saying.
Yes, he's gonna look at it. And he'll tell us, because he's the expert, about where these wetlands are. And then we'll be able to give you a better path for what you need to do next.
And
Or
then
not.
I need to hope that the town has the same definition as the state.
We know it does not.
How is that possible? Why would you have a different definition from the state of what the wetlands are? I'm looking at the Google map.
It's a moot point at this point. Why don't we just go to the next step and then we'll talk?
We're good, maybe. Ma'am, there's a good chance, there is a opportunity here that we're trying to work through. That, and I hear everything you've said, that the town engineer may go out there and say, you know what, the discussion on January 10th was unnecessary. You're good to go. In regards to this particular specific point about your property. So let's not put the cart before the horse and let's see what happens.
Hey, I just don't like getting told at the meeting that there's these issues. I feel like if this
That-
was raised earlier, I could have been prepped.
But that's the process. What happens is, as the building inspector and the town planner are inundated with, I don't want to say tens or 50 or perhaps 100 applications on their desk, this is their opportunity to process all the information of the various and many applications they have before them in all different degrees of variety, if you will. And this is the process. And he didn't avoid doing it. This is the process that it takes. You're next. This is the line. This is the sequential. Event that happens. They didn't avoid it. I understand what you're trying to say, but this is just the first time they had the opportunity to do it. They're inundated with work.
Okay, so
right,
please
so
have John reach out
that's-
to me to schedule an appointment.
Will do.
So how long is this being tabled for? Just till he comes?
Well, when we hear back from the engineer, we'll put you on the next meeting. I don't know if that's gonna be the next RPRC meeting, but I don't know when they're going out there and reporting back to us. But the next meeting after we get the report, we'll put you on and we'll let you
So
know.
if he says it's no issue, I have to appear again?
Yes, you don't have to appear, but we'll put it on the
No,
agenda. for us.
clearly I do, because issues aren't being raised.
Well, then, yes. Then the answer
Are
is
there
yes.
any other issues that we should send her away with? All right.
Yeah, we'll post all the comments today, so you just have a record of, what the issues are.
Great.
And that will be on the RPRC website.
So you have no background in wetland history or soil, but based on what you think you saw, I have to now be delayed and have an engineer come out.
It's based upon the mapping from New York State, not what not.
Right, I'm looking at the mapping from New York State. I'm not close. You're telling me the town mapping delineates from that.
Correct. That's a starting point. So it's an issue that needs to be addressed, is where we are right now.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay?
Okay,
All right.
everyone else, thank you for your time.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
I wonder if she's any recourse against her.
All right. So,
Well, the other thing is the stormwater treatment.
well, we're gonna post,
That's one thing at a time.
we'll post all the comments.
Post all the
from both
comments, be
memos.
upfront with
So
it.
This way she'll have it, and then
How big is the patio?
I don't know.
We're not.
We can't, we
Like 10?
shouldn't discuss this if we stop doing it. But we'll post everything. No, I was just using patio. It's a nice size.
Another 250.
I feel terrible for her.
Of course you do.
It's terrible. You spend your whole life savings and you're getting into a place.
And then it's a patio in the wetlands, like,
So next is 9 Thornwood. I don't see anyone here for this, so we'll pull it up.
This is taped, right?
Yeah.
the schools today.
Yes. So here we go. And comments here, 9 Thornwood. All right, lot is split between R1 and R1.5A zoning districts, so they'll need to show each district and show the correct setback. I think they're gonna be fine, but they need to do that. And I suggested that they submit a landscaping plan. It's very, as you can see from the picture, there's quite a bit of, there's a lack of privacy, you know, between, the pools going in the neighbors. So I suggested a landscaping plan there. Any engineering comments that are concerned?
The walls, actually, it's the construction of the wall.
Which wall?
I think it's the wall going behind the pool. Retaining wall.
Well, that's there, isn't it? Yeah, that's there.
That's
That's,
existing.
yeah.
The rear of the pool. Yeah, maybe that's the one you saw, maybe this is.
Yeah, maybe you didn't realize it was there. So it does say future steps, right? Oh, no, stone steps. Yeah, that's there.
Okay,
It's there.
I'll talk to him about that maybe.
Let's look at the,
Or is that another, maybe there's a.
right, maybe they're,
The new pool.
yeah.
Was she North Castle Cop?
Yeah.
She is? Thought she was.
Usually she was in Brooklyn.
Oh, no, I thought she was
I think it's
social worker for school system.
Yeah, I didn't know if maybe there was one noted that.
Yeah.
A new one around.
Right,
Yeah.
which
So
to be a
double
police
check that.
officer, believe, if that's who I think it is.
I know she was in Brooklyn. But I'll shut on that.
4 feet height,
I
never
never
certified. but that's nice.
She had lots of tattoos in her arms.
That's what they say.
She was.
So,
Oh, okay.
so you guys okay with this plan?
Yes,
Yeah, no, I think that.
Yes.
All right, so. I'll make a motion to send this to building. Thank you. All in favor?
all right,
All right.
I'll second that motion.
Rob did.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't. Just want to make sure
Yep.
the T's are crossed.
That's right. Over here. Here is Starkey Road.
In Gray Heights.
I'll get you one here.
You know, I missed that meeting. No, it's tomorrow. We're rolling.
Yeah, no. Okay. All right, so what we're dealing with here is there's existing patios, they're gonna become decks here, and then a new, I think a new piece added to the back. And what they have to deal with, unfortunately, is, so this lot comes to a point, so what the code says is you create a 10-foot long line, swap it in here, and then that becomes the rear. So they're not gonna meet that rear yard setback, plus they don't meet the side yard setback here. The patios can be within 5 feet of a property line, but the decks can't. So they're gonna have to go to the zoning board of appeals.
That's an existing patio that hash mark underneath it.
So you're gonna have to give me some measurements to write variance on.
Yeah, they're gonna have to redo it per what the code says.
Yeah, so I know what to write it for.
Yep, exactly.
And when you just had curiosity, that the back, the new rear yard, will that be parallel with the front?
Exactly. You draw the line parallel to the front, 10 feet long.
10
and
feet off
that
the
becomes the
corner?
rear.
Okay.
10, no.
Measure 10 feet
This-
on both angles.
Oh, I see.
Right.
And then you draw imaginary
Exactly.
line across, connect
Got
the 10-foot marks.
Thank you.
That's right. So,
Thank you.
so that's what they'll do.
Yeah.
You know, see what the zoning board says about it. They can always go back to patios, that be permitted. Everyone okay with this? From a planning point of view, it looks okay. I mean, they've got to submit. Okay. Yeah, so that's just the back. What?
No, I'm saying that they spend time and treasure to do all these designs without going through the initial step, the first steps, which is
Yeah, I mean, they need to provide the
setback stuff.
plans. So send this to ZBA. Everyone okay with that? I'll make that motion.
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Hill. Oh. Let's do 5 round go ups. This is a front portico in a garage addition. I think it looks pretty good. You can see from the aerial on the back of my memo what it looks like. So what we're doing here is the new portico in the front, and I'll bring up the elevations in a minute. And then a new garage setback. It's set back to meet the side yard setback. All these walls exist. So they're just gonna put a blacktop to connect here. Like. Okay, yeah, so this is all, this is what it looks like now. And there we go. So they've got now the new portico and then the garage that's set back. And to Sue here, see if he has any concerns.
So why do they always step back?
Because it makes less of a mess.
Yes, and in this case, they
In this
needed to
case,
meet
it's
the
side
side
yard.
yard.
Yeah.
Or the setbacks.
Yeah, they need to meet the side yard setback. It's the only way to.
If you
squeeze
keep it on a plane, it just gets, it looks so much bigger. Listen,
Any concerns?
Not here. It's in keeping with the house.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's a unique design.
Yeah.
Don't see too many.
Yeah,
So I'll make a motion to
it's
send,
pretty far off the road.
it is down.
It's down, you really can't see it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look from the road down, you can see it, but no, it's not in your face.
You have to look on an angle.
Read it.
Yeah.
So I'll make a motion to send this to building. Second,
I mean,
all in
it's-
favor?
Aye.
Did you do that too fast?
No.
Okay.
It's always nice to be standing under a cover and with the front.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And especially with all the packages
Yes.
we left to.
Yeah, absolutely, exactly right.
That's exactly. Okay, so now we are up to 3 Ashfields. Hello. Oh, they're not, audio. We're up to 3 Ashfields if you guys want to join us. But this is a very simple application, so if they don't join us, I will, no, I will.
Where are they?
Where is 3 Ashfields? Conner's Farm.
Because it has a drainage.
Yeah. But this is a very, very straightforward application. And just, oh, right. Yeah,
Okay.
got it.
They're sitting on 10 acres here,
Yeah.
so.
Side yard setbacks.
Oh, you guys with us for 3 Ashfields?
Yes, I'm here, the architect.
Okay, do you want to share the plans and just show us what we're doing? If not, I have the plans here too.
Yeah, I don't, sadly, I'm not sure
Okay.
if I know how to do
Okay,
that.
that's fine.
And I'm actually on my phone because my computer I
All right,
found
don't
out does
worry
not
about
have
it.
a camera.
Let me just pull it up. Okay, so what I was telling the committee is that this is very straightforward.
Yep. Yeah, the plan is to add a dormer in the front of the house, which will match the dormers in the rear of the house. So
Yep.
it's and they're going to use the space. Yeah, although I detailed it on the presentation plan as a bedroom, it's actually going to be used as a study for the other small bedroom that's already up there. The bigger bedroom up there already is the butler's suite, and they're basically trying to make the maid giving the maid her own suite. So it won't be a bedroom, but it will be space for her to hang out in.
Yep.
Or he. Okay.
And what you can see is that you've got the single dormer here, and what I think you're going to a triple. Yeah. and
That's
it will be
correct.
that.
Yeah. And that's the dormer that's in the photograph to the right.
Right.
That's the dormer that's on the rear of the house that we will match the
Oh,
windows.
you're gonna mirror that. Okay, gotcha.
That's correct. And they all meet, the windows and all that stuff meet egress. So if they did ever want to switch it to a bedroom, it would meet that egress code, and the entire building is sprinklered. The entire house is sprinklered, I should say.
Yeah. How does that work? You can egress to the roof like that?
There's a roof line below.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that doesn't matter,
Yeah.
but there is a roof about 8 feet below it that you would drop down to. I believe the code for egress from an attic is 15 feet you're allowed to drop. And I believe that roof of the front porch is, I want to say it's 8 feet, but it could be 10 feet.
I think that section of the code has changed now.
Oh, okay.
There's no more 14-foot drop, I don't believe.
Okay, well, it is fully
it's just
sprinkled. So, yep, yeah, it is fully sprinkled. That's for sure.
Okay, all right, so this looks fine. I'll make a, Sue, any concerns?
No concerns.
Okay, I'll make a motion to send this
I'll
to
second
building.
it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all set. So what we'll
Okay.
do is we'll post the determination letter, and then you can file your permit with the building department.
Awesome. I will start putting those construction drawings together then. Thank you very much.
Okay, all right, take care.
Awesome. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Alex. Honestly, I don't like the way it looks, but.
It looks okay.
It's not,
Doesn't look
And you're-
fit with the
you
character.
can't see it.
You're looking, and that elevation is deceiving because the house is,
It has some
Hurting, you know,
hardwarts,
What's that?
that
Yeah.
hardwarts, look.
it actually, that dormer is gonna be kind of in a corner where you can't even really see it.
And it's, there's so much going on
Yeah,
here.
it's fine.
And it's 10 acre zoning and the maid needs a study. So,
I think he just did it to mirror the front that was original and you know what,
The back.
a simple, a simple shed would have been fine too.
yeah, it is, there's a lot going
We got
on.
those big triangles right now and they have this,
I wasn't starting,
no, I know, I get it. It
doesn't,
wasn't worth
Okay,
the argument.
no,
53 Round Hill, you're up, pool and patio. Alec, you with us? All right, well.
Ron,
Oh, you know what?
two
He's
of
in here
those
twice.
in the back. So,
Yeah, but. You don't have the other ones that are out next
but
to
yeah,
so close.
it's,
Alec, you with us?
What's going on?
There you are, right?
Big house.
Alec, you're there now?
1,000 square foot house.
you know, that's not sitting on Bedford Road with
Yeah. Oh, I hear you.
running out of money.
Alex. You with us?
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we got you. Okay, good.
Sorry.
All right, so you're here for both, two applications, is that right?
That's correct.
Oh, good, okay. All right, so why don't we start with, we'll start with 53. Do you have the plans? You want to share them with us and take us through what?
Yeah.
All right, great.
Sure. I do have the plans. So let me go to pull them.
Our last two.
Okay. So, and share screen. Sorry, this is like actually my first ever Zoom meeting. We're always doing Google meetings. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes,
Okay.
Okay.
This is the tree.
yeah, 53, yes. So Alec, let me ask you this. So taking a look at the survey and the aerials, right?
Yep.
It shows two different things. The aerials show the stone wall that starts on the neighboring property as continuing along the whole backyard. And then it doesn't look like the wall that's along the side property line was there. So what actually happened back here?
So you're
See
talking,
that stone wall? That went across the whole property. And that wall wasn't there. It looks like that was built recently.
okay. Yeah. So you're saying it was not on the
I just want to
survey?
know what. Just want to know what was happening.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that stone wall. I mean, we're not proposing
Yeah.
anything for the
Well,
stone.
just the aerial we have shows it. That's all.
The aerial up here?
No, I'm sorry. The aerial that I have on my report. Do you want me to share it with you? Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me get my. So I'm just gonna stop you from sharing. Or
Yep. I'll stop sharing.
yeah, okay. So let me pull up. This is 53, right? There you go. And this, this isn't the end of the world or anything. I just want to know what's going on. So let me share my screen.
I see it on the survey and on
Yeah.
the plan.
Yeah, so see, this is what I'm saying. See, this is the continued down and across, and now the wall is going along the side lot line. So just the question I have is, what was happening? Did you place fill there? Like what?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I'm not sure, honestly. You know, we just acquired that survey and I'm not sure what he did.
Well, I guess you'll need to incorporate whatever these changes are into the site plan. So show the wall coming out, this new wall along the sideline being proposed. I know it's a wall and a fence, I believe, is on there. So show that that meets the code requirements. That's not more than 6 feet. Just, let's deal with it.
Got you. I mean, how old
And
is
then
that? Is that aerial like?
Uh,
the survey was-
2021.
Okay, the survey says it's from 2022. So that wall is no longer there. That's what the survey is saying.
So something happened between 2021 and 2022.
Yes. So I guess we'll discuss that with the homeowner and see what he.
Well, what do you guys want to
We're
do about it? care?
I'm sorry, what are we gonna do about
I'm
the?
sorry, I was talking to the other committee members to see how, how significant they feel this is or not significant.
What is
Okay.
it, retaining wall?
I
Or is
can't
it
tell. I
old-
don't,
is
it
it-
might not be.
Is it an old ancient stone wall that's been there?
Yeah, it was an old farm wall.
Okay.
Yeah,
And it's.
and maybe they did just that they didn't get a permit for the new fence, the wall and the fence, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I think you just incorporate that into the
I
plan.
don't think it's gonna change world peace.
I don't think any, it didn't look like any fill was brought in.
Right.
Maybe some
Yeah,
trees were removed.
If they can document the fill aspect.
I don't think so.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you, that's all.
So, my only other planning comment is a landscaping plan to go along with the pool. Anthony, any engineering issues we should discuss?
Stormwater comments,
Okay.
need to be addressed, I believe you still need to test.
Okay. So then, I think this is all stuff we can deal with, I'd make a motion to send this to the building department and then just deal with this. Just tell us what happened and legalize that new wall with the fence on top.
Okay. Yes.
So I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So that's how we're gonna deal with it, okay?
Okay.
We'll post it. You'll revise the plans to address all of these comments and then submit to the building department for the permit.
Sounds good. So we're addressing the wall and the landscape plan, right? I believe.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Okay.
And the stormwater, the engineering comments, which we'll post the detailed comments later today.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. You want to move on to 12, Tony?
Yes. Sounds good.
Someone has the weird issue with the play area not on their property. You gotta deal with that.
Yeah, I know. That's
But you have those plans? You pull it up?
Yep, I have them here. You want me to share my screen?
Yeah.
Sorry. Having some difficulties. Just have this little window here now. I can't exit minimize.
Bring
Okay.
it up.
Yeah, sorry, got it now. Share screen.
Okay.
Share and this is the survey. Here's the
Yeah.
plan. So yeah, you were saying the play area that's shown on the survey here,
Yeah.
yeah, is not on their property.
Oh. Yeah. So what you gotta ask your client what they wanna do. If they can keep it and get an easement, but that's gonna be, that's quite, it's a substantial improvement on the neighbor there.
Yeah. I believe, It is kind of wooded back there behind them.
Patio,
Yeah, I mean, from the aerial,
Pat-
there's a lot of trees, and I do understand it's not on their property.
Does the neighbor know?
I don't know if the neighbor knows or not. Probably not. Yeah, they probably don't know. But we gotta deal with it.
Okay,
So either gotta move it. Or get rid of it or get an easement from the neighbor.
Where's the septic?
What is
There is no septic.
I can't see what that says.
Oh, no, this is
Survey.
What is what saying?
For
Oh.
that area, the property.
What does it say?
Yeah, I don't.
It says paving stone wall, paving stone patio, and gravel play area with stone curbing.
Gotcha. Honestly, it's gotta get removed. They built it on somebody's property, it needs to be removed,
Yeah, or I mean,
because you need a permit for it. More than 64 square
yes,
feet.
they will need a permit for
And
that
you would
to
need a permit
legalize.
for it, so
Correct.
honestly, your best bet is have it removed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, or,
I think that's the
or,
best
yeah, or
bet.
you. Yeah,
I think
It's gonna complicate everything.
yeah, yes, that's the
Yeah.
easiest.
Okay.
And then the-
Okay, sorry.
And then just for Rob, this is also partially located in a floodplain. I don't think any of the structure is, but you'll still need a floodplain development permit since you're making improvements,
Okay,
okay? And I also suggested that we have a landscaping plan on this property too. That's really it for me. Otherwise, this looks fine where it's going.
Only problem is the neighbor's gotta be notified for that to be moved at this point.
Yeah, that's right. Don't remove the play area without telling the other property owner what's going on.
yeah, okay, I understand.
Because then you're trespassing on their property, and
Yeah.
it's could be a lot bigger of an issue here.
Yep.
What's that?
Yeah, Al, do you know when they built that play area? It looked pretty new.
Yeah, it did look new. I'm not sure, but I will definitely jump on that, discuss that with the client and let them know that before they do any action, they will have to contact their
Yeah.
neighbor
Yep.
and let them know.
Any engineering issues we should address?
Nothing major, again, stormwater, and then there's a 100-foot buffer we noticed. It could be a potential wetland.
Oh.
here.
Okay,
That's,
so how do we want to deal with that? If it's in the buffer here.
Now,
I
is
think we're concerned with that stream that goes onto the neighbor's property.
Of course. Maybe administratively permit.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it should.
well, but the question comes down to is on the neighbor's property though.
No, they have to deal with that.
No, but you have that other patio areas in the wetland buffer too, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Now, are we gonna say that there needs to be mitigation once he removes
Maybe,
all that?
maybe.
You know, is that a question of the day? And then whose application is that gonna be? Falls back to like One Stillwater. We're having a complete disaster with One Stillwater. We're still 3 years in on One Stillwater and they haven't made corrective action yet. Because it just became complicated with all the lawyers.
Well, let's try to simplify this. So let's do it as a minor wetlands approval regardless. So at least that can make it right. And so if they might need a mitigation plan to remove the material, but we can deal with Kellard's office.
Okay.
With that. Abba's wetland permit for pool and or play area removal.
You don't know how the neighbor's gonna react once they get notified that
Now, we'll have to
the
see.
structures on the property could be
Yeah.
a complete disaster.
Yeah. Okay, so we've dealt with the potential wetland permit. What else, Anthony?
Oh, the other comments were all stormwater related, setup testing.
Okay. And I think where the pool's going, it's fine, you know, it's just down and all those there.
Any
So,
fill being brought in?
no, right, you're not filling this, right?
No, Phil.
So we want to send this to the building department pending resolution of all these issues.
Sounds good. Make a motion.
Okay, so that is Rob. Anyone want a second?
Second.
Craig, all in favor?
I,
Aye. Okay, so we'll post everything. You know what you gotta deal with,
Okay,
okay?
all right, thank you very much for your time, everybody. Have a good day.
All right. Yeah, take care.
Bye.
All right, adjourn the December, what, 10th? I mean, January 10th, 2023 RPRC meeting. Thank you.